well. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Victoria?
Very well, thank you.
Hey, good, good. So, hey, sounds like you're pretty busy during this pandemic.
I have been extremely busy, but very grateful for it.
Well, let's talk about you because that's the entire purpose of it. I listened to a few of your podcasts, so I'm going to be a
Oh,
lazy
great.
I'm going to be a lazy interviewer at the beginning here. Tell us, who is Victoria Atkin?
Who's Victoria Atkin? Victoria Atkin is an actress and a storyteller, and perhaps a pioneer.
Well, then I'm going to steal out of your playbook from your podcast here. Where are you from?
Where am I from? I grew up in Hampshire, in Farnborough, in Hampshire, in the United Kingdom, and have been hopping all over the world since. But yeah, I grew up there and I went to school there and university at Chichester, and then I did a master's degree at the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama. And yeah, and then I've been following my passion around the world.
That is absolutely awesome for you, Victoria. And
Thank you.
obviously, with every guest, you always ask them, in your definition, what is performance capture?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like this. I like this style of interview. Um, yeah, we need to have an interview where somebody else interviews me. So performance capture is a hybrid between TV, film, and theatre that allows actors to bring to life animated characters in TV, film, animation, and it's another way of storytelling with all the technology that we have now acquired.
Good answer. I figure after 3 years, you probably thought a
I've
lot of thoughts,
amalgamated all of the other answers into my answer.
right?
Yeah. I do
Right.
like my favorite one is Damien says it's the future of film. I quite like that one.
The future of film. Oh, wow.
That's how he defines it. And he's
That
been
is.
working in it from the very, very beginning.
Would you actually say for yourself, performance capture is your primary profession for yourself today?
No, definitely not. I mean, I do TV and film, and performance capture is another element of my storytelling as an actor. So, yes, I've done a lot of work in this field, and I think it's unique what I have done. But no, I would say that I work in lots of realms, and I just like bringing characters to life. So whether that's on TV or feature film or voiceover or performance capture, then that's where I gravitate. The story and the characters are my favorite thing.
Well, then let's start at the beginning. Why did you want to become an actor in the first place? Obviously, you went to school for this.
Yeah, for I cannot remember not wanting to be an actor. I, from a very, very young age, I knew that I wanted to do this. I have a small journal where I couldn't even write actress. I put actress, and I want to be an actress, and my hamster's name is whatever it was. But yeah, it was very, very, very early on, and I just was able to. I don't know. I think I've been just very stubborn in the fact that I just didn't want to do anything else, so I just pursued this, and thankfully I had the support of my family, and yeah, they didn't. Nobody in my family was in the industry, so they were just finding their way as I was. But yeah, I did a lot of dramatic arts and things at school, but I didn't do anything professionally until I left school. So
Now, I actually read a little bit of your background. You
uh-huh.
were an athlete in slalom.
Yeah, I was a slalom skier. My father was actually my coach, and he coached a lot of the British squad. He was in the Royal Navy ski team, so his favorite thing in the world is skiing. So his daughters both were on skis as soon as possible, and that's something that we have. It's a big family thing for us. But yeah, I was racing in the Southern Region British squad, and got to the age of sort of 16, 17, where I had to decide whether I was going to really do this as a profession or do acting. And I really didn't have time to do my rehearsals and my training. So yeah, I chose acting, and I ski as much as I can when I can, and that's one of the other perks of living in California, is I get to ski and swim in the same day if I wanted to.
Do you miss competitive slalom?
I think acting's competitive enough. um, I don't miss. It's pretty scary unless you're really good. You know, going down at that high speeds. It's I loved being an athlete, and I think it helped me in my life. I think everybody who gravitates towards sports should do it because it's just taught me many things. I was also a triathlete, and I did that growing up and running, and have been able to use my stuff as an actress to do sort of charity runs and things since then, and charity triathlons. So no, I don't miss competitive skiing. I love watching it and I love knowing about it, and I would love to do a role as an actor as a competitive skier. I don't think there's been a movie made about a female competitive skier, so I would love that. But no, I don't miss doing that, and I have enough competition as an actor to enjoy it.
Well, as long as you're keeping up with your training in your own way, that's terrific.
Yeah, I mean, when you train as a slalom skier, you generally become a pretty good skier for, I would hope, the rest of my life, as long as I just keep going once a year on snow.
Hey, so tell us about your first role. You had a first role on a television series, Hollyoaks, that you were
I
praised.
did. Yeah, I had a lot of praise. I played the first fictional transgendered teenage character on Hollyoaks, which was really a baptism of fire into the world of television, and an honor to play this character. Obviously, now I wouldn't be playing it. It would be played by a trans actor, but back then, you know, this hadn't been done before, and it was a incredible role, and an amazing pair of shoes to step into and explore what gender is, what is gender dysphoria, how do we identify as souls and as human beings, and how does that affect us growing up as a teenager and going into young adulthood. And yeah, it was a privilege to play that role, and it was probably some of the best 2 years of my life. It was great.
I was going to say, if you look back to it now, it sounded like you had no regrets, playing a role.
No, not at all. You know, people, at the beginning was like, oh, maybe you shouldn't do this on a kind of a teen soap. And I kind of thought that actually this is the best place to do this character because it's the people that watch these types of shows that perhaps need more education about these types of individuals in society. So actually, no, I don't regret it at all. I think it taught me very fast how to learn lines. It taught me a lot of camera technique. It was almost like a TV film school for me to just learn that side of things, which at drama school in England you don't generally get to do that much of. So it's all very theatre based.
So did you stick around with TV and film acting for a while before you got into performance capture?
Oh yeah. So I did a TV show with the writers of Ender's Game. I did a sci-fi TV show over in the US, and I've done a little independent movie over in New York. We did that, and I did a comedy. So yeah, TV comedy role, guest spot, and I've done bits and pieces. Yeah, and I'm still doing that now. I actually am working on a film audition that I've got to take today. So yeah, I'm definitely have been doing that in between and before and after performance capture.
Yeah, a lot of fans should note that you are still acting on screen.
Oh, definitely, yeah, for sure.
So at which point did you made the small transition or expand your portfolio into performance capture?
Yeah, so in 2014, my manager at the time, we'd just done a TV show, and I had the goal to be the next action heroine. That was kind of what I was going after. And she said, well, they want you to self-tape for this project, and it's a video game. And I said, oh, I don't know, is that what do we do with this? I'm not. Why do they need to see a videotape? Is this not a voiceover thing? Which I hadn't done any voiceover either. So I politely declined it at first and said, I think we just focus on TV and film. I don't know what this is. Then she came back to me a week later, said, they really, really like you, Victoria. Maybe you should just do this. So I said, I'll do it for you. So I put it on tape and had a good time doing it. But I didn't, with video games, a lot of the time you don't know what it's for. The script was from My Fair Lady. It was like a badass Eliza Doolittle. So I was really, and the only reference I had was Lara Croft. I didn't video game a lot growing up, but I did it enough at friends' houses and things like that to go, oh, okay, Tomb Raider. Maybe it's something like that. That would be cool. So anyway, I got called back and we went to, I had to fly over to Quebec and meet with the team at Ubisoft and work with the director, and they was giving me different notes. And over lunchtime, after we'd done everything, they said, oh, do you want to know what this is for? I said, oh, that would be great. 5 months down the line, that would be great. And they said, it's for Assassin's Creed. And I ignorantly didn't have any idea what that was, but I was like, oh, brilliant, that's amazing, and then out the door I'm Googling what that is. So then I was like, wow, this is a huge franchise with millions and millions of followers and a massive game, and they've already got 5 or 6 installments of this. This is pretty big, and this would be the first female protagonist on the next generation consoles to play as. I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. And after doing the first transgender character, I thought, wow, first female assassin, maybe this is a pattern of me just breaking some molds here, and I like that. So yeah, I'm all about female stories, and it was great to have the opportunity to be a female character in this massive male franchise. And this was before the huge Me Too movement, but it was pretty groundbreaking, and it was great to be a part of. It was still difficult to navigate. It was a very male dominated environment, video games. It still is, but it was great to be able to kind of break through and do that. So that was what first got me onto the performance capture stage. I stepped on there having no idea. They put this lycra suit on me and all these bowls and a helmet and said, go act. And I thought, how am I going to act with a camera in my face and no costume, props or set? But actually, I found it one of the most liberating, freeing, most exciting acting experiences in my life, because it brought me back to when I was a child and I would create my imaginary worlds with nothing. And that is really the beauty of performance capture for an actor, I think.
It sounded like you quickly adjust from acting to performance acting.
I did. I mean, I can't say that that's easy for everybody, but I definitely did. And I think a lot of that is because of my background as an athlete. I think that I was very connected to my body, not in a dancer way, but I am very connected to what my body can do and how I can use it, and theatre training and TV. And to be honest, I mean, acting is acting. It's really, as long as you're connecting and telling the truth, I think no matter what you're doing, you just have to get past this stuff. With TV and film, you have to get past the DP and the crew are all around you. You have to get past that there's not really much around you, and you have camera in your face and you're wearing a lycra suit that's showing every crevice and curve of your body. So yeah, there's just different challenges.
I guess a lot of people will, the funniest thing about voice acting and performance captures is a lot of them don't play video games, but I'm actually assuming I'm gonna throw it out there because I had to Google Assassin's Creed myself too. So, so it's just kind of funny. But as a performance actor and voice actor yourself, I'm assuming you don't have to play the video games because you lived it.
What do you mean? I lived it.
you were Evie. You
already, oh yeah, I don't have to play it.
You know the story, so you probably.
Yeah, I know the story because I get the script. So yeah, I don't need to play Assassin's Creed to know. Well, I would if I wanted to actually have the challenge of doing the gameplay. That's not part of it. We do the cinematic scenes, which a lot of the fans put together on YouTube as a film. And then I think after Michael Fassbender came and they brought the Assassin's Creed movie out, it even brought the franchise again more to people that are not gamers. But yeah, you don't really need to play the game. I don't have a console now. I have a 18-month-old son, so that keeps me busy enough, and all my other bits and pieces that I'm doing. So yeah, I don't play games, but I think it's how you prep. It's the same preparation as you would for TV and film and the character, and that's the truth of it, and finding that, and then the gamers get to enjoy these cinematic performances from actors, and that's the beauty of it, I think.
What is the like a day-to-day task like as a performance actor as you go in, because it seems like you just go into some studio or warehouse, put on the green suit with a bunch of balls, and you probably like work from like 8 to 5 just in front of with a camera.
The great thing is that we don't have night shoots, which is good. We don't have to worry about the sunlight and the light, losing the light, and all that stuff. But there's a lot of preparation before. If you're fortunate enough to, I've been working with a great director called Tom Keegan, who's doing all the Star Wars video games too, and he likes to do a warm up with the cast, and we rehearse as if we were almost a theatre ensemble. But what takes time is, once everybody's suited up, and it depends on how many people are in the volume, which is the performance capture stage, you can have up to sort of 10 people, and that's 10 people with head cams and suits. And what has to happen is that you have to do what's called a ROM, which is a range of movement. So we do sort of a T-pose, and we move our head around, roll our shoulders. It's almost like a small mini aerobics workout. To basically make sure that the cameras and the cameras that are 360 degrees around are synced together. So that's the thing that takes the time. And then also we have dots all over our faces, which is a map of, our facial expressions. That takes time to do. That's our hair and makeup time, as it were. So there's a lot more to it than, just stepping on the stage. But then once we do, but then we have props. We do have props, which is like scaffolding or blocks or things that we have to, this is a doorway. So that has to be mapped out. And a lot of that's to do with the storyboarding and animation and, the design of the game. So a lot of the time we have the developers that are either before the pandemic or either in the room with us and helping us to navigate the space, or they're on Zoom, which they have been recently, kind of telling us. So yeah, that's, I guess, day to day. We have a lunch break. We get to go home at a decent hour.
That is terrific. Is that green capture suit comfortable at all? It's just
it's great. It's actually, they're just like black lycra suits with little balls on, which are called markers, which they have a little shiny surface that they can pick up with the cameras. So yeah, it's really comfortable. It's like wearing a onesie all day. It's great. Oh. It gets a little heavy with the helmet, and then you have a mic pack around you, so they can, record your voice. So it gets a little heavy, but it's certainly not quite like me wearing a wig for, 13, 14 hours a day when I was on Hollyoaks.
So when you do this, you mentioned you don't have props, so you don't carry a sword or a gun or wear heels.
Sometimes if the character has a gun or a sword, yes, they will do that, and that prop will be marked up like you are with the dots and the. But generally, no. Generally there's not, unless your character is specifically carrying something. Then you won't have it, and it generally won't look like that. I remember in Assassin's Creed, one of the actresses, she had she was playing Mrs. Disraeli, and she had a dog in a bag that she would carry, and so she just had this little block that she would hold on to that had markers on it, that was significant of that.
So when you actually did this for the first time, because one of the things that's most surprising is for a lot of people is that when you do performance capture and the end result sometimes doesn't look like the actor. How does it, when you saw yourself, how does it feel to watch?
Yeah, so there's different types of this. One one reason is they have to pay way more money for likeness. So if they're going to do likeness, which means that you will look exactly like the character, they're doing this a lot in Call of Duty at the moment, and they do it, you know, they've done it on multiple projects. What were we saying? Just what's the difference between that? How does it feel?
How does it feel?
Yeah, the other side of it is that, yeah, I kind of know, I usually have seen, if I've been booked on the job, I've seen the sketches of what the character will look like, hopefully. So we know that, but that can be changing all the time. I don't know, I don't have any ego about, oh, it doesn't look like me. I quite embrace the fact that I can hide behind all these different things and walk around the street without people saying, you're Evie Fry, you know. It's kind of a great way of being a chameleon.
I know. I think a month ago I spoke to someone who did a Call of Duty, and he was thrilled, you know, to see himself in the video game. But
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's great if you get to do that, the photo real stuff and the facial capture in that sense, and they're taking photographs, and there's a whole nother process for likeness. Yeah, I haven't done that yet because I've been holding off for the right project to do that, because I feel, you know, once you start doing that with your image, this is a whole other conversation. So I'm sure at some point I will enter into that realm. I would like to do that in film, performance capture with a feature film.
now, obviously that was a start of your performance capture, but when did you start transitioning into voice acting? Because to I've spoke to people who do voice and audio only, and they told me that's an entirely different realm.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, so for myself, because I trained, you know, and I still do TV and film, I really only do full performance capture, which means that I do the full performance, the facial capture, and the voice all at the same time. There's a lot of people that do what's called motion capture, which is just the motion. A lot of stunt people do that. You can come in and do roles where you don't speak and they don't use you. Often I will do the full performance capture for maybe a lead character, and then I will do the motion capture for other characters, and then they'll bring a voice actress in to do the voice of that character. So, but I usually only do full performance capture, and the difference between that and I began working in voiceover when I started working in performance capture exactly the same time. So Evie Fry, there was a lot of voiceover stuff as well as performance capture. So we do the cinematic scenes with performance capture, and then all the gameplay, the shouts, the efforts, the stuff that when people are playing the game, you hear, I had to do that separately in the booth. So I began at exactly the same time doing voiceover as performance capture, and that was again a very big baptism of fire. And since then I have done, you know, I'm working at the moment on 3 animated shows for Netflix and Crunchyroll as just voice acting roles. So yeah, I've been able to branch out. I'm very, very grateful for voice work during the pandemic. There's been a lot.
You enjoyed that side, because for a lot of voiceover, you could just do that at home at your supposedly
Oh, I do. I do. I have a home studio. I do at home. You know, I can walk in there in my pajamas, do a few lines, and then, you know, go back. So, yeah, I've been very lucky. Yeah, I've been doing sessions from home on these animated shows and a video game, and yeah, it's great. I like doing that stuff as well, and it's again, especially being able to. I have my young son, so I'm able to spend a lot more time with him doing this stuff at home. So just grateful to have that as an opportunity.
Absolutely. And the funniest thing is, I was checking out some of your video game work, because
Oh yeah,
obviously Assassin's Creed is a big one. You did voice in Titanfall. You
yeah,
did some Fortnite, and that's a huge game itself.
yeah. I'm into some of the biggest franchises right now. I've done World of Warcraft and Fortnite. I do 3 voices in Save the World, regular voices. So I'm always coming in and out to do stuff for them. I'm in Crash Bandicoot, which is a fun game, which is another one that I played as a kid. So once I booked that, I was really quite happy about that. I play a little British Bandicoot that you can race as. Um, what else? Yeah, many games now. Horizon Zero Dawn, which is just a beautiful female lead game, which I love. I'm very grateful to be part of that franchise. Yeah, and I have a cool game coming out next year as well, which I can't talk about, but I'm doing the lead voice for a big Japanese game that's being translated into English version.
Yeah. Now, with all of this, because these are big franchises, these are big video games.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle your own fan base? So obviously they probably like trying to figure out who is the woman behind the voice or who is the woman
I'm
behind
still
the
trying
act.
to figure out who that is. Yeah, I guess I get to be quite mysterious. I don't know. I think as an actor, maybe not all actors feel this way, but I just think there's many voices and many facets and many parts of myself that I can bring to these stories, and I'm able to, I have the opportunity to do that. And I don't know, it takes a lot of people, it's a lot of collaboration. And when it all comes together, I don't know, it fits like a puzzle. That's my voice for this thing. And it's a, I love working creatively because you just the the organic process of it and what ends up as the end result is just it's fascinating to me. So I don't know the answer. I guess they're still working out, and so am I. Maybe I never will, and and these characters teach me lots of things about myself too. I learn things, and I think art sometimes mirrors life. Not that I'm an assassin or a transgender character, but there's things that are happening. The storylines sometimes mirror what's going on. So you're able to tap into that.
I'm assuming you have been to these places called Comic Cons before.
Many times. Yeah.
How do you react when a fan actually comes up to you?
I still am very humbled by it. I think I hope that it's a good experience coming to see me, and it's especially when people are dressed as my character from especially Assassin's Creed, and the cosplayers are amazing. They do such detail. They embroider all this. I mean, Evie's costume is elaborate and intricate. It's amazing that they are able to do this and put this together. And I've been asked many times to cosplay as my own character, which I refuse to do because I can't compete with these people. They're doing such great things, and I really like just watching it and meeting them and hearing about their experience of the game. That brings me so much joy to hear that they had a fascinating time, or that it was able. It's again everything, especially during the pandemic. It's escapism. It's and hearing people's stories of despair, and then finding a great game and being able to lose themselves in it, and I'm able to facilitate some of that and be along with them for the ride is just really, I don't know, I feel very honored to be part of their experience, which you don't get all the time with TV and film. With this, they're really spending, you know 24 hours with you solidly, and you're helping them. So
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you don't realize how much an effect you have on your performance with a lot of people out there.
yeah, it's really it's a great honor and a gift to have the ability to do this and help people in that way and have fun whilst I'm doing it.
And let me talk to you about one more major thing, because now you transition to podcasting, where
Yeah.
I guess the saying go, everyone has a podcast, but not everybody has a motion capture podcast.
I don't think anybody else does yet.
So tell us why you wanted to start a podcast for the motion capture podcast for
Yeah,
yourself.
it's funny. Not until this moment have I even ever thought of myself as a podcaster. Um, I'm just passionate about educating people on this. I'm really, I feel like so many people just don't know specifically what it is, and that's not anybody's fault. It's just that it's not in the mainstream media, other than the great Andy Serkis and Terry Notary and these guys that are really bringing things to the forefront in film. So I just think that I work with some of the most incredibly talented individuals that are able to use this amazing technology to bring you something that sometimes people don't even realize are actors behind it or are technicians behind it. It's so anyway, I'm just passionate about educating people on what that is and sharing the stories of the people that I've worked with. Um, some people I've worked with, some people I haven't, I would like to work with. Um, and sharing their stories for 20 minutes so people can listen and educate themselves in this realm, and also help actors that are in voiceover that want to know how to get into performance capture and have no idea where to start, and also voice actors that want to work in performance capture, and the other way around, traditional actors that want to work in performance capture and they have seen these video games and they're like, oh, how do I get into that? Helping them do that. And I also set up some classes as well over Zoom that I've been helping my peers to learn about that.
And absolutely, because tomorrow is what, your last episode of season 3.
That's right. Yeah, we have our finale of season 3 with my good friend Tom Keegan, who I've had the fortune of being directed by a lot of this year and last year. He's great. He's really, really great, and it's going to be a fantastic final episode.
And because of the fact that you do have this podcast, it sounds like you really enjoy this side of acting.
Yeah, I do. I think it's a great thing. I think any actor should try it out because it's really fun. It's very different, but it has so many similarities as well, TV and film, and you don't have to have had experience in it to start. Your credits in TV and film can easily get you there. And I've been having the fortune now, they're bringing some big TV film names into performance capture too. So I think we're going to see a shift and some more visibility with that happening.
Do you feel that's more competition towards you when big names are starting to enter the industry, or do you welcome it?
No, I welcome it. I think for me, I think it's helpful. It's helpful for us to see, for the world to see, oh, that person's just done a video game, or this person's doing motion capture in TV. I think it's only bringing light to this incredible medium. So I'm grateful. And then I get to make buddies that I can work with on the performance capture stage or on a feature film or TV, and everybody's together, which I think, well, whoever's the best person for the role should get the role.
Yeah,
whatever medium it is.
There might be another Assassin's Creed where Michael Fassbender and you'd be acting next to him on a motion capture.
There you go. Let's put that out there. He's a great actor.
And in 5 years, do you still see yourself doing motion capture, or do you want to transition back into much
my
more
goals now are very much in feature film. So whether that's I hope that it's in all the mediums. I hope that it's feature film animation. I hope that it's feature film movies with performance capture and without. I really would love to do a biopic. That's kind of where an on-camera biopic, and if that includes some performance capture, great. If it doesn't, great.
I know. I'm just going to throw it out there. What you should do is you should research a female skier out there and write a script and create a biopic.
That's right. Yeah, a good friend of mine. Well, I say good friend, but I haven't spoken to her for a long time now. But she was racing against me. She's called Shemi Alcock, and she's great. She's still very young, so she's not like a prolific. But I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's the first female skier that started competitively racing. I'm sure she's out there. I should find that story. Thanks. Appreciate it. Let me know any writers that want to collaborate.
There we go. Well, Victoria, let me leave you with one last question here, because I know I've taken a lot of your time, but I kind of know the answer, but I always ask everybody because of the crazy times we're experiencing right now, because the world has just gone bonkers. But how are you staying sane and creative during times like this?
I don't think I fully am, but I don't know if anybody is. I have a beautiful little boy. He's 18 months old, and he's kept me busy, and my work. Without those two things, I don't know what I would have done. I have a big responsibility to look after him and give him the best, life. And during this pandemic, I've played with him a lot, and because he's not been able to see any other kids, so we've been trying to, just make sure that he doesn't feel like anything's missing. So yeah, my beautiful boy Samuel and my incredible work in performance capture and voiceover, which I've been able to do throughout the pandemic, and now I'm excited to get back on camera and do the TV and film stuff that's opening up. So
That is absolutely correct. The industry's starting to open up again. Well, Victoria, hey, it's a pleasure speaking with you. Sorry that this almost sounds like your podcast in its own way, but
No, I like it. I like it.
I figured you know for yourself doing it for so many years, you know, you probably got
It's
a
a
lot
pleasure.
of thinking.
No, I really appreciate it, and thank you for your time today. And it's been a really great chat. So thanks.
Hey, not a problem. Next time, all right, Victoria.
Yeah. Take care.
Hey,
Thank you. All
thank you.
right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.